Everybody. I'm Victoria, and I'm going to do a video blog today, and I'm going to be talking about grief just for 5 minutes. So thank you for taking the time to actually watch the video as opposed to read the blog. And I'm going to talk a little bit about how grief keeps us locked in the past and why that is so bad for you and why this is such bad news. Before we start, you can probably see on the back of the board here that I've got grief is about all of the things that you never said or wish you had or hadn't said. What we talk about here is undelivered communications. Grief is when you have been left with an undelivered communication of any sort, good, bad, or otherwise. Um, this can be because the person's died, because they've left us, or you've left them, or you just never got the chance to say the things that you really want to, or it's only within the passage of time that you've realised there's still some more things that you really wish you could say to them and you can't. Now, because of the fact that we can't deliver these communications, what we do with this instead of we haven't been able to talk it out, so to speak, to the person. And even if we did, there would be a whole new things to sort of resolve after that usually, because the people that we want to say the things to never hear it or hear us in the way that we want. So because grief is this undelivered communication, because we don't say it, or because we can't, or we just don't, we are then left going over these things in our mind. Now you can see on the board behind me, I've got now, which is obviously the here and now. I've got the past and I have the future. Now, because I can't deliver my communication to the person, I'll deliver it in my mind instead. So I'll be going over and over and replaying the scenario in my head. When I'm delivering these, going over the scenario in my head, delivering it to them, if you like, in my head, obviously that's not actually happening. All I'm doing is residing myself in the past. So I am never actually here. I'm never actually in this moment of now, the present moment. And I have to be here in order to not be grieving. I have to be here in order to be happy. Happiness can only exist from the moment of now. I cannot be happy if I'm coming from an old place, a past event. And that's where most grieving people are residing from, because they're going over in their minds about the argument. If only I'd said this, if only I had that, why didn't I do this? Why didn't I say that? Why did I stay? Why did these things that go over? Now, if someone's died, obviously, what happens is we go through what's called a review of the relationship we had with them. And then we start going over, why didn't I tell them this? Why didn't I say that? Why did I do that? If only. So we get the what ifs, the why ifs, the if onlys. But all of these things, whatever they are, come under the category that I've written on the board of regret and remorse. So I am going over a huge amount of regret and remorse in my mind 90% of the time. And that's you. That's what you'll be doing. If you have had something happen to you and you have not resolved yourself with the grief, you will be going over these things in your mind. When we're not in the past, we are in the future. And then when we are in the future, I am now concerning myself with worry. And now I'm worrying about the what ifs and worrying about any future scenarios, or just generally worrying about anything that I need to. So between bouncing around between my past and bouncing around between my future, I am never here. Now, happiness, as I've just told you before, and I'm sure you already know, happiness resides here in the present moment of now. And so does our intuition. Our intuition can only reside from the present moment of now. So it has to be here with me. If I am thinking in the past or thinking in the future, I am not able to access true intuition. I'll be basing what I think is right on a previous feeling. Now I know I've made huge amounts of mistakes in my life because I was making what I thought was right decisions, but they weren't. They were decisions based on some place I was in from the past. Now it's a different kettle of fish because I know that I really am in the now quite a lot of the time, hopefully most of the time, but obviously we're all human. I'm human. I can't reside in perfection as much as I'd like to. I can't. But I can try and make my decisions from the present moment of now, and that's where we have to be to access our intuition, to access the things that are actually going to be true and good for us. They are not going to come from an old place. It is not going to come from an argument from my past. It is not going to come from a place of what if or regret. I cannot make good decisions for myself, and I certainly can't be happy. So grief is about all of these undelivered communications, and it's about being in the past. And my job is to get you to be here. And that's what I do in my grief course. And that's what I'll be giving you a little introduction to each week in these video blogs, or vlogs they're now called. I'm going to be sending to you so that you can go week by week with me, step by step, and we'll just do a little bit of snippet of each week of how we move forward, how I get you to here. Now, obviously, you can also access this by training with me on Skype. So we would just be interacting one-to-one on the computer. So wherever you are in the world, you can work with me. Or, of course, you can come to see me here in my home. I have a practice and I see patients, clients, or you can come to one of my workshops, which are based either, once again, in my home or in a local rural hotel, which is a really nice place as well. So, or you can just keep obviously watching these week by week. Wherever you are, thank you for watching. Thank you for giving your time, and I'll see you soon.